Uber's planning to invest $300 million into Lucid and actually multi-hundred million dollar investment into Nuro, which is the autonomous driving side. Nuro slash Lucid plans to purchase at least 20,000 Lucid Gravity SUVs on behalf of Uber, and they will be equipped with Neuro's level 4 autonomous driving technology, quote unquote level 4. And we'll see how good it is actually. And they plan to launch late 2026 in a major US city and planning to expand rapidly over 6 years. So Wall Street seemed to like this news. Basically, Lucid has gone up over 30% today, as we saw. So the question is this a real thing, or should Tesla be scared, or should we as Tesla investors be scared, and how should we interpret this? So Uber is a massive rail ride-hailing platform, as we know, with 12 billion annualized trips. Lucid supplies electric vehicles, but they're known for efficiency and luxury, limited production volume, and Nuro contributes to AI-driven autonomy. So they say they're AI-driven, but a lot of it is lidar. So you don't actually know how much is controlled by AI and how much of it is pre-mapped in maps, as well as remote operators and things like that. They have over 1.4 million miles. Now let's contrast that with Tesla's approach. So Tesla is end-to-end vision, completely camera-based, trained on billions of miles of real-world miles from customer data, as opposed to Neuro's approach, which was on 1.4 million miles. So Tesla is orders of magnitude ahead. Also, bear in mind that Neuro started off as a delivery startup. So they were started by two ex-Waymo engineers, and they started off with like food delivery and a food delivery concept. Then they recently pivoted in the last 1 or 2 years into self-driving cars. So let's actually see whether they can catch up to Tesla. So what's very interesting is Elon is able to catch up, right? Boeing can have rocket ships and be way ahead, and the ULA can be years ahead with billions and billions of dollars, but yet SpaceX can still beat the legacy players. Elon could be back, far back because OpenAI comes out with ChatGPT, but he can still move so fast that there's a model that actually beats ChatGPT that he released recently in Grok 4. So he's able to accelerate way faster than other people. Neuro has only shown that they are slower than other people, and they're doing a geofenced approach that is not fully AI, nor can they, because with only 20,000 vehicles, they won't have enough data. So with Tesla's vertically integrated approach, they can scale way past geofencing. Once they get it right in Austin and California, and they just figure out a lot of these edge cases, the basic foundation of the autonomous driving is way, way more scalable for Tesla than it is for the other AV companies. So if we take a look, Tesla is launching robotaxis in Austin. They are planning to scale to thousands of robotaxis in end of 2025. And the end of 2026, there's are potentially millions of robotaxis. And by robotaxis, what we mean is Model Ys, Model 3s, all of those things can become a robotaxi because with a software update, it would be able to drive. And that is when Uber and Lucid and Nuro launches in their first city. And then they plan to expand to other markets afterwards. We'll see what happens, but I think it's very clear who will actually be a lot faster and who will be ubiquitous. So despite Uber having a whole bunch of riders, that network effect is not going to be of any advantage when there is a slow geofenced rollout. So a Tesla vehicle costs $30,000 versus a Lucid will be at least 90,000 plus because it has to be retrofitted with a Neuro uh, infrastructure on the top. So that could be lidars and cameras and all this other stuff. So it's going to be very very expensive. Then even if they launch and they're actually allowing robotaxi rides, it might be dead in the water because if Teslas are already going around and your price per mile is way lower because the vehicle cost is a lot less, then this would just be good money going after bad. So no matter how much they invest into this, they will be losing from day one because Tesla has over 1,000x data advantage, and it's only increasing by the day as more and more Teslas are sold. So what does this mean? In a very, very optimistic scenario, in a single city that they launch, we might see that Uber, Lucid Neuro might be 10%, 15% of the market share of that city. And Tesla might actually be, 80, 90% of the rest of that city. But overall, if we think about worldwide and nationwide rollout, most likely if Tesla is able to hit their goals, they would be well into the majority of all autonomous drives and all autonomous rides because of their AI first approach. So AI first is actually slower when you first start off because when you use LiDAR, it looks very sexy and interesting and everything like that. But as you scale, it's actually slower because you can scale a lot faster with a AI first camera only approach. So, what does that mean for us as Tesla investors? This means that yes, Uber Lucid Neuro is trying to get a piece of a multi-trillion dollar potential for the robotaxi market. It shows that they are a little bit scared. They also want to boost their valuations, but it does seem like a desperation move. And yes, Lucid stock goes up a lot, but in the long run, this doesn't necessarily bode well for Lucid because at the end of the day, if they are undercut by Tesla, it would just be dead weight and just dead money in the company. So it's important to focus on what's actually important. We need to focus on regulatory developments. How is NHTSA viewing this? How are different government bodies viewing this? And how FSD is progressing from update to update as Tesla increases its autonomous advantage. Then we need to view this partnership more as a desperation move and not necessarily something that's very innovative. On paper, Wall Street is probably Wall Street other than us. So as a TSL portfolio manager, we try to view it from a counterintuitive approach and look into the future. But by and large, Wall Street might view this and think that this is the saving grace of Lucid and Uber, and say, and they basically would love to say, "Oh, Tesla has competition. Tesla's not going to be the only one in the robotaxi space. Look, there's a partnership here," and things like that. Oh, it's so easy. But in reality, if you look under the hood of the actual technology, it's way way different. Having a lidar based approach where you map out the city, you have HD maps, and you basically see like how far away certain things are, is very very different from a completely AI based camera based approach, which is way more scalable. And it's a very exciting opportunity for Tesla because it can be super super slow in the beginning and then so fast that people don't even know how they got so good in no time. So Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe for more analytical content on Tesla, as well as strategic positioning. And let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the Lucid Neuro Uber partnership? Do you think that there's legs? Would love to hear.